Candace Owens just did a video on Jordan Peterson, completely exposing him.
What exactly is going on with Dr. Jordan Peterson? It looks like he's lost a lot of his male audience, and we're going to take a look at how exactly that occurred.
Let's see what happened.
The international level of celebrity that this Canadian professor of psychology reached on YouTube. A celebrity which began back in 2017 when he began dropping lectures that were aimed at men with lessons pertaining to how they could order their lives. We all remember.
He also wrote a book called 12 Rules of Life. It sold 12 million copies. And it was a very popular book. I don't see anything very special about it. He wrote something very simple that we all know, like make your bed, don't lie, things like that. And we all know that. And I just don't agree when people say don't lie. It's impossible for us as humans not to lie. We all lie. If anyone say that I just don't lie, that is the biggest lie. And him being a psychologist giving this kind of advice, I knew he's not being truthful to himself or he's being truthful to his audience. That's why I just never follow him. Let's watch what happened this last weekend.
Dr. Jordan Peterson, I don't see how he's going to recover from this moment if your entire brand is built on telling people how to order their lives. And then what becomes apparent is that your life is in disarray.
You have to preach what you practice. You cannot be preaching one thing and practicing something completely different, because that's when you are not authentic. You see, like Andrew Tate, why he's so popular, because he preached what he practiced. Shira 7, another very toxic influencer, same thing. She preaches what she practiced. So that's how people think they are authentic and they become a huge following. When you don't even preach what you practice, it means you are just lying, basically.
Peterson is his daughter. She wrote, "Yes, I think the Nazis on X equating Jews with rats and using hashtags like filth should have more content moderation and censorship." Okay, what? You're just straight up calling for censorship.
So it seems like she is very pro-Israel, and since she is pro-Israel, she doesn't want to see content that is not pro-Israel. And then she is asking for censorship and not to have freedom of speech. That is like so selfish. So it seems like she likes freedom of speech only when it is working for her, when she has the freedom to speak. But when she has to listen to someone else who is speaking, she doesn't like that, and she's asking for censorship.
Because you are filth. Nick Fuentes wrote this in response to her. "Your dad literally called me a rat last week. Thank you for exposing yourself and revealing who you really work for. Both of you freaks should be deported to Israel." She wrote back, "Oh my God, were you called a rat? Did that hurt? What?" So now she's like, did that hurt your feelings? That just doesn't seem like a stable or a rational response. Or are you saying that it should only be censored if it is being directed at a person that is Jewish?
Seems like someone who became very angry and triggered, and definitely doesn't seem like someone who's mature and who has control over their emotions.
Is that Jordan Peterson jumped into this and doubled down on calling somebody a rat. Here's what he wrote. He wrote, "I apologize for calling you a rat, Nick Fuentes. Rats are just animals. They happen to be an enemy of mankind. So they are like you in that regard, but they are merely acting on instinct, whereas you are motivated by a willful ignorance so deep that it's kind of a miracle, in combination with a profound malevolence. So I was unfair to the rats. Hence my apology. Take note, Michaela." He further added, "I don't regret the psychopath moniker, however. You and your followers, I know your type, buddy boy, but you don't know mine."
It seems like someone who's very unstable and triggered and angry who wrote all this. Not someone who wrote the book, How to Bring Order in Your Life and how to bring your life, how to change chaos. No. How can you write that book and then you are acting like this? Also, he's a psychologist, so and he's teaching everyone how to remain in order. So you have to act more professional. You cannot be getting angry and triggered like this. calling people you don't agree with rat. That does not make sense. That's not authentic.
Has said things like this in the past. Take a listen.
Freedom of speech is a cardinal value, not because it gives you the freedom to speak, exactly, but because without that freedom, we can't think, we can't improve our institutions.
And same thing, he's just coming across as a very unauthentic person. Not only him, his daughter as well.
Forward to October 7th, 2023, a day that will live in conservative media infamy because it just was a moment where people behaved in ways that the public is never going to forget, in my view. And on that day, Jordan Peterson did not tweet like Jordan Peterson, which is to say he did not tweet in a calm, rational manner. Here is what he tweeted. He wrote, "Give 'em hell, Netanyahu, enough is enough." And he began trending and he lost a huge following. Partially because he was perhaps not aware, because I'm sure, listen, he's 62 years old, he probably is not aware of the demographics of his audience, but it turns out that Jordan Peterson had a huge following of Muslims behind him, and they felt that this response was not calm. It was not...
It's like so wrong and so triggering, like during that time. Him, when he's selling his brand as someone who's very logical and calm, he cannot be tweeting these kind of triggering tweets. And then if other people are using their freedom of speech, him and his daughter are having issues with it. It's just very selfish, hypocritical, and unauthentic. And I'm really, really happy that Candace called them on it. Good job, Candace. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.